I have got myself a cup of tea. I am comfortable and I want to hear some news. You got any?
Juicy. Top news. Breaking news. News story.
Brian, do that noise. Oh, you sound like a car.
I was listening to our podcast the other day in the car. Yeah, I listen back to our own podcast. And can I just say, I think we're fucking hilarious. I do actually laugh.
Good. I laugh too. I think we're great.
But there's been a bit of a showdown in the industry. Shit's going down.
What?
And I'm ready to talk about it.
Okay. I know nothing about this, so let's just roll the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
So, right, don't start slurping.
Hold on.
No, people think that's vile.
Oh, but you could do ASMR and I can't do ASMR.
Yeah, but that's dirty, Emma.
You're what, going into my mouth? Love to go in my mouth.
Vile. People really enjoyed our podcast a couple of weeks ago where it was more like chatty and about our
I'm
lives.
all
And I
about
was
chatty.
like, hey, do you want us to start a new one? Unfiltered woman.
Don't just assume I'm a woman. Thanks.
Yeah.
We got some hate.
Yeah, well, that's not what I was going to talk about, but we
Oh,
got called
right, sorry.
large again. So thank you very much, friends. And the men. We have never had so many men come for us.
May I? So
We need some more girls in here.
For the context, we did the episode and then we were talking about how much alcohol a groom should have throughout the day.
Because we were talking about a clip of a groom
They get absolutely
paralytic.
smashed. Can I tell you something though? I hear nobody kicking off when we tell women what to do in every other
Yeah,
episode.
but it's because we're women telling women.
So women can tell women, but we can't tell men.
It's a bit like Brian, when Brian came on and everyone's like, he's misogynistic,
Yeah, it's fucking
he's a
mad.
manny, not manny. You can be if you want, Brian.
You're a man eater.
Anyway,
No, we can't.
no, moving on. We're not here for hate, we're here for peace and love.
If you guys call me large again, I'm gonna fucking. I don't know what I'm gonna do
it's
because I'm
not
not gonna
nice.
lose any weight.
Come for my opinions, but don't come for me. Like, we don't enjoy seeing ourselves plastered all over social media anyway. I try and dodge it as much as possible.
Oh yeah, that got some serious.
Anywho,
all
off
of
to
the stuff-
Mackie's for lunch, yeah?
Yeah, boy. Oh, 1 second, Brian. Did you put our lunch in the fridge? Because I got an egg sandwich.
I'll get over it. Sorry.
My
Baby's asleep.
Yeah, that one annoyed me because my issue is respectfully, it's my podcast. Talk about what I want to talk about on my podcast.
You're incorrect. It's our podcast.
Sorry, but like from my bit.
Our podcast.
Wait, it's your podcast. You say what you want to
No,
say.
it's Brian's
my
podcast and he's a man. And do you know what? Brian fucking edited that clip.
Yeah, he did.
And put it up so he knew we were going to get hated.
But
he
also,
he
I
was
don't
sat at home like,
regret-
Mwah.
I don't regret saying any of that because I can also tell you how much I think a bride should drink on the day.
People didn't like the word allowed. So I said, I think they're allowed this. But legally, you're not allowed any fucking drink.
This was
legally,
your point. Yes.
you're not allowed to, otherwise you won't get married.
I don't see you going over to the registrar and going, don't tell me what I'm allowed to drink on my wedding day. I will actually.
So we got called walking red flags, gaslighters, large, manipulative, controlling.
Welcome to my life.
Quite triggering words, actually.
Fuck it.
But yeah.
Brian calls me that every day anyway.
So anywho, my drama is what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Was another wedding podcast, The Vendor Table, our friends over at Vendor Table.
Oh, fine. I was like, oh my God, who?
We like them.
Yeah.
They put a fucking story up, a reel up, and it went down.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
So you're going to listen to it. And I want your
don't tell me
opinion.
what to do.
Literally, I was like, fuck.
What?
Like, it was going down.
So these are the American-based podcast, which we still need to. We're
need
going
to
to do a
speak
podcast together. We're going to do a little cheeky episode together, but we need to actually get on that. And trying to figure out the time to record will not be fun.
Okay. I think this is the one. If it's not, I'll put it in.
So if you're a planner and you want your client to sign a contract stating that they will turn over the images so that you could own those images for promotional purposes,
That's illegal.
you don't have the right to that. You can't do that. The photographer always retains copyright to those images. So if you want to use those images for promotional purposes, all you have to do is email the photographer, say, hey, great working with you. I'd love to use these images for, my website, for social media, things like that. I will credit you. I will tell you 9 out of 10 times, every photographer is going to say, absolutely, here you go.
To have this attitude that you're entitled to those photos is gross.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You don't own the rights to those photos. The photographer owns the rights to those photos. They grant those rights.
The client doesn't even own the rights to the photos. They have a personal license use.
Yes, they grant the rights to the client to use those photos for personal use, not commercial use. No, I don't think any photography client or wedding client is going to use those photos for professional use and advertise them anywhere or anything like that. But at the same point...
So this is basically other vendors looking for a way to skirt around paying for a commercial use license for photos.
Yeah, no.
Not cool.
Not cool. Not cool, bro.
Oh,
And it fucking went.
So can I set the scene by saying that I'm pretty confident to say that the two of them are photographers? I don't disagree, but I disagree. Where do you sit on that?
There was a bit of a massive backlash on this on social media. I follow a lot of people that posted and shared this, and for me, it's really hard because I'm not a photographer, so they're coming from their perspective.
Yeah.
Respectfully,
What you taking a photo of?
none of this would happen without the suppliers.
Agreed.
Respectfully, no one wants to own those photos. They just want to be able to share their work. But
Yes.
by doing so, we are promoting you and your work.
Yes.
So
I think, well, where do I sit on this? So my issue is if I'm thinking of some of the big, amazing weddings that we've done, and I think, okay, well, I've got photos of me working in that space. The reason I've asked you to take a photo of me doing this in this space is because it looks awesome. Because of the florist, because of the marquee, because of the tablecloths, because of the thing. Respectfully, I see the art in taking the photo and the edit, but you're not taking a photo of anything if none of that stuff. So if you're getting credited, everybody should be credited. I'm confused by why the photographer is more so than everything else in that picture.
Mm-hmm. So from that, it's basically saying 9 times out of 10, most people want the photos to promote themselves and will credit the photographer. Like, I've got photos on my website, and I've got photographers who are like, oh, don't worry about crediting me on the website. Like, you talk about me enough, you promote me enough. Like, people will ask you who took those photos, and we've got backlinks of blogs and things like that of them. And they're like, that's fine, don't worry. But what I don't understand, well, I do, because I get it from my point.
Speak freely, Beth. You're not speaking freely.
It's all about this licensing. Like, as a couple, I'm paying for these photos. I'm paying you to take these photos of my wedding.
Yeah.
So I would then say, you know what, I have, obviously they've said you've got the personal license for it, so we can use them. I can put them in my house. I can do this. But my clients will then send them to me.
Yes.
And be like, hey, use my photos. Share them on social media. And I don't think they're reading their contracts to say, actually, you'll never own that photo. You'll never own the rights to the photo, the copyright.
To the normal person though, and I'm putting normal in my little speechy things, because like typically most people are never going to use them for anything other than that. But what about I use mine.
So someone approaches you and says, hey Georgie, we'd love to publish your wedding in X magazine.
I've got stuff published in things. So, and whenever I answer questions,
you don't own the right to share those photos to a publication.
But I make sure they credit Pat. So then do I?
But is that because you're pally with Pat?
No, I think I would have always
and you work in the
credited
industry,
photographer.
you know?
But then it is true. Why would I credit the photographer if I'm not crediting etiquette for the styling that's in the background of that photo? Why am I not crediting the dressmaker? I find it very grey.
So the only way I can compare it to what I do, right, in a weird way, is you hire my items. So therefore you're paying me for a service, hence why they're...
Oh, but they don't own the items.
Yes, so they don't own the items, they come back. So basically, is it if you want but it's more expensive for the license, is what she just said. She was like, it's vendors getting out of paying for a... Did you say professional license?
Yeah.
They're paying extra for that license, essentially. But I get it, because they're not working for the supplier. They're not here to promote you and your work. They're working for the client.
But for me then, so I don't have a product. I don't have anything. I don't have a thing. What am I supposed to... What I never allowed a photo out there?
So the argument is, fine. You have your rights to your licensing and your copyright. That is not a problem. That's in your contract. But hey... I'm going to bring my own photographer with me to capture the behind the scenes and the styling. But in your contract, it says you can
You
only
can't have
have
any more photographers.
any more shooters without written consent. So it's one of those. I saw a planner put up. She's like, no problem. I'll bring my own photographer. I'll bring my own videographer
Yeah,
to
yeah,
capture
yeah.
my stuff. If the client's happy with it, they want the most content as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I did a wedding and I brought a videographer with me
Yeah.
because
You wanted all the stuff.
I wanted all the stuff. She was happy with it 'cause it was all the behind the scenes, and she said, I'm really interested in that bit, like the build
Yeah.
of it. Like I don't want just the finished product. I then spoke to the videographers. They were like, yeah, no, we're happy. That's fine.
But were they filming any of the couple?
No,
It
but
was
he
literally
did
just
in
your
the
stuff.
end.
Oh, okay.
He did in the end.
Why?
Why not? And the videographers were fine with
Yeah, yeah,
videographers
yeah.
were fine with it. It's if they said, look, and he was very much
But
like,
some
I'm in the
videographers
background.
would not be fine with it.
So where does it stand?
It's just
Because if the client says to me, yeah, bring a photographer, I want even more content of like your stuff, especially because they care about the way it looks.
yeah.
Their sole focus is going to be on the decor.
What's the actual issue here then?
Paying
Suppliers
for a professional
but
license.
suppliers using the photos without crediting or using them without asking.
They're saying the entitlement to think that you're.
But it's my work. If and again, it comes down to that plan a bit. If I have booked the photographer, there is an element of I'm using these fucking photos. Otherwise, I will never use you again.
Quote unquote,
entitlement.
quote unquote, what they said. Gross.
But if I have recommended
I get
you to
it.
the couple,
I see. It's a really hard argument because I see both sides.
but I've also never met a photographer that didn't say I could share the photos.
Yeah.
So I've not actually come into play.
But as suppliers, we push your work.
yeah.
Like,
But also, okay, at this wedding then, to the photographer, please don't take a photo of any of my products. Good luck getting a photo of them during the ceremony then, when the big broken arch is yours. Because like you said, you're hiring the things, but if they bought flowers from you, they own those flowers. They're taking them home with them.
correct.
Ooh, I hate this.
So yeah,
Sit my teeth
that
in.
was a bit of a stir. Basically, read your contracts with your photographers. I think people very loosely read contracts when it comes to
But
weddings.
also, it doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't understand it. I don't
a
even
commercial
understand
license. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Because like if I was just a normal bride and someone's like, "Can I publish your wedding?" I'd be like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, please do.
But you have to get permission from the photographer for that.
The bit that I find gross, I'm going to flip it round. And again, like we said, we do like these people. This isn't me, but it's
Yeah, we
my
love their
other
podcast.
argument. How dare you take photos of my stuff? I'm going to speak as if I actually have a product. How dare you take photos of my stuff? You're allowed to post about it, and you don't credit me. Gross. Know what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair point.
That's what I'm going to say. Don't use my big elaborate floral display for your absolutely banging photo and not credit me for creating that masterpiece that has framed your photo. Boom. I would actually like to talk to them about it because
Mic
again, they come from the
drop.
photographer side of it.
Okay, let's set up a call.
All right. Where are they
Set up
based?
a call.
What's the time difference?
I don't know, but we'll
Cheeky
figure it out.
late AM podcast.
So that was my juicy goss of
Oh.
the start. How are you? What have you been up to?
It is wedding season now, isn't it?
I was up at and I was like, hi, I'm up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
You guys are loving a bit more behind the scenes, so I'm going to definitely try and post a bit more. Georgie was rubbish at it. Just posted her in her premiere in.
Some of us are actually busy the rest of the wedding day. You get to go home. You wake up earlier though. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give
Suck
you that.
your
I'm
mum.
giving it. I don't want to suck my mum. No thanks. It's hard to do behind the scenes. And also that wedding, I was busy.
Busy.
They had so much stuff, which obviously I'm all for because it's all personality.
So we did a wedding together. Tag team. Millennial. No, I'm not millennial. I'm millennial.
Am I millennial?
Don't know, you're old.
I'm like 2 years older than you.
3.
How do you do a heart?
Love.
Yeah. Whereas Isla does it like this with the middles and anyway. Oh my god, bride the other day. The day
Let's
after that
talk.
one. I'm coming
Oh,
back.
no.
Hold on, no, I'm coming back to it.
wanna
I just
do
want to
the
say something
wedding
cute.
we did
I'm coming
together.
back to it. I saw a bride the other day and she was like, oh, and I just thought this was really sweet because it's on her wedding morning and for her to remember this has just made my day. She was like, oh, I got a free little bottle of that Sol de Janeiro spray thing for your daughter. Oh, literally like I'm going to
that's
start
so
crying in the morning.
cute.
Anyway, right. So we did a wedding together. We
Venue
rock
were
up.
amazing.
I would like to say if all venues were like
The Llama Tree.
Llama Tree and Francesca specifically, I would be a very happy girl.
Incredible.
Yeah.
A fucking peacock's mind. Whew, these peacocks scared me.
When I started the day, I was like, oh my God, I love the peacocks. This is so cool. By the end of it, I was like, get out of my way. I was trying to move a table and this peacock's walking in front of me and I'm literally carrying a singular round table. It's really heavy. And I'm like, I can't put it down because the peacock's going to get me.
But I think they're great guests see them. It's like a bit of a wow. It's like she hired these peacocks, but they were at the venue.
It was like, I was going to say like having llamas at Llama Tree, but like it was literally like bringing in an animal, and it wanders and roams, and just, it was very cool. There's like, how many of them were there?
Loads.
There's got to at least been 7.
Yeah, but no, a really cool venue. I liked the way it was laid out. It had different spaces. The venue was so nice, so accommodating, breath of fresh air. Like I enjoyed it.
Yes. Why do you think some venues are so very, do what you want, within reason, obviously, and then some are very, no, you can't do that. No, you can't. Say no before you've even asked the question.
Well, we went on to a wedding the next day the venue weren't great.
Oh. Why? In what way?
Just bitchy.
Really?
Grouping up. There was like 3 or 4 wedding coordinators on the day.
Been to a few of those.
Bride had like a team of 6 doing content, video, photography. That was important to her. That's not a problem. And they were kind of like, oh, can we move this, or that doesn't look right? And it wasn't our stuff. And I was like, look, it's not ours. Like, as a venue, of course, not a problem to me. I agree. I don't think it looks great there. But there's only certain things, like, I don't want to step on other people's toes. Anything to do with me, I'm happy to
change.
But they're happy with all our stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, and one of them said under their breath, whilst one of the girls were putting the candles up, basically the brief was like candle heavy, like drenched in candles. And he was like, these fucking candles, under his breath. And she was like, she was like, I'm not asking you to light them. I'm not asking you to move them. I'm not asking you to touch them.
Yeah. You just do nothing with it. Just leave it alone.
And then it was like, they just were like, I think they were like cuddling up and like talking about things and talking about maybe the content creators and stuff. And it was just like, mate, like, this is a really cool wedding. There's enough people here to like everyone to get on. And it was fun. It was different. This is honestly
my thing. Just suppliers work. Just, we all have to see each other all day. Let's just even pretend to be nice to each other for the day.
It's like I say, it's so deflating.
Yes.
So deflating for people involved.
I speak to a lot of couples where they don't like which is some of the reason why people book coordinators, because if you don't get on really well with your venue people, you just want someone to come in and be that person that's like, yeah, of course we can do that. And I don't mean of course we can do that as in we can do confetti if they said we can't. I mean more things like, of course I can move the card box from the entrance to the wedding breakfast later, no problem.
Yeah, it's
you want people on your wedding day that are genuinely happy to be there on your wedding day.
Everyone like was at the Llama Tree the day before, everyone was just talking to me, even the girl laying the tables, and she was just chatting, and then it was just so nice. We had a big snack bag from the bride.
Cute.
Love that.
Yeah,
it makes people very happy. Suppliers
little
happy when you've got little snack bags. They let us come in the day before, like because they didn't have anything on, and it was all like, even the cleaners in the morning when we went back were just lovely. They're like, oh, I've put all this here for you. I've done all it. Like, I literally couldn't recommend them anymore.
Yeah, we sat down and had, at the point when I was kind of done and going to be leaving shortly, they were like, do you want to have a cup of tea before you leave? I was like, I do.
Well,
I do want a cup of tea.
I was like, can we have some music on? And she put like absolute tunes on for me. And I was like, this is what, like, everyone was vibing in the morning. Everyone was excited. All the suppliers like, this looks sick. Like,
it was, I will give it to you. The flowers looked insane. Like,
thank you.
I want to say this, but I mean this word nicely. Weird.
Oh.
No. But I mean nicely. I mean, like, you don't see it at every wedding. It was weird
you just
and wonderful.
Call me weird.
No, like, the whole venue is weird and wonderful. Like,
would you like me to explain it to you?
Yeah.
It was when
in what terms? Layman terms. We learned that last week.
No.
Layman terms.
Oh.
We literally had a whole conversation about this.
Oh yeah, I remember. Basically, it was when romantic traditional blooms met tropical blooms. So there was a lot of tropical blooms within the florals, which created this really unique, not weird, unique,
fair.
Fun, colourful, gorgeous setup. It was like pinks, reds, peaches, like it was just stunning.
Fishing wire.
We had flowers hanging from the ceiling.
But they were like, what's it called when you like thread through them?
They were
threaded the flowers and then hung from the ceilings.
With a sewing needle, we had to do that.
That's funny. That's the kind of behind the scenes we want to see.
There was loads of disco balls. There was like neons. Did you see the cake flowers?
The cake flowers looked insane.
It was like off a piano with a big, heavy, thick garland coming down.
This wedding had so much stuff. At one point, the bride had come in and she was like, do you think I was like, no, I just don't think you've got enough stuff. And she was like, what? And I was like, I haven't seen you all day because I've been moving your stuff everywhere. I was like, you have enough stuff.
But that is the definition of that bride was the energy.
Yeah. And they knew exactly what they wanted. And like, I felt bad because I didn't spend a huge amount of the day with her, but her priority was all of these different things happening and it moving from there to there. So that's where I was.
Yeah.
That's where I spent my time. We were moving the shelves from the Aperol station over to them being a prop station in the evening. Cool. Yeah. Love it.
And honestly, she had a kids table and it had 20 kids on.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, what a nightmare. 20 kids on a table. Of course, she's wild.
No, they had a great
Apparently
time.
it worked really, really well.
Yeah.
All of her kids packs and stuff were the shade of pink that she used for the rest of her stationery. It all looked like I could not walk into that room and go, that's the kids table.
No.
You wouldn't know. And it was perfect because when I was doing content, I was like, I don't have to dodge or avoid anything. It was just...
And it was different because they didn't have the charge plates, they didn't have the wine glasses. That it was clever because if you looked from afar, it just looked the same. But if you got close, you were like, oh. Okay, they can't ruin any of this.
Yeah.
And it looked good because also some of the kids were 13.
Yeah.
So you kind of had, I want to say adults lightly on the table, looking
teenagers.
after. Yeah. One of the teenagers did a speech and it was well cute.
Oh,
I think kids doing speeches at weddings is really, really cute.
Yeah, if they're good speakers though.
Yeah, that's true. Which I want to do. I want next week's episode, I want to talk all about MCs.
I've got a question for you.
Don't point at me.
You. So I saw a video from behind the scenes of you there.
What was I doing?
No, you filmed the dance floor and it was
sorry.
still light outside. And I know
Yeah.
people worry about that. How did you kind of navigate? How did it feel? Were people still up for it?
So I think definitely need to get darker, but that was a good 8 o'clock first dance. And the problem is if you go too much later than that, you lose first of all, your suppliers won't necessarily stay that late. So if you said to your photographer that your first dance is at 10, they're going to be like, okay, well, I have to charge you more because it's 12 hours instead of a 10-hour day, blah, 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 blah. But if you start too late, you lose that energy of, I just want to get started and start dancing. But I think things like the props. So I've never had so many comments on, so I do a little video every night of the dance floor, just saying what day it is. I don't know why. And tag the venue just because it's cute. She had these massive silver inflated, they weren't even inflated, they were like balloons, but not balloons.
Foil balloons.
Foil balloons, thank you.
That's
Perfectly round foil balloons. And they were just being hit around it. So stuff like that is what makes it feel party-y, even though it's and the lighting from the DJ and the band, that helps. But yeah, I'm not... A light first dance is tricky.
It looked good though.
Yeah, it was, and they were very party-y, and we had the cannons go off. It was good. I went from that one to an absolute stunner as well. I literally had back-to-back beautiful weddings. This was my blue and white one.
Oh, I love that. I've got one very similar next week. It's going to be
dance floor. I have done you can look on my Instagram, there's a video of this dance floor. I've never seen it like that before. I've never seen a dance floor with full pattern on it, and it just looked insane. That was a good way. That was, again, it's my favourites are the marquees and the parents' garden, but this parents' garden was ridiculous. It was florals everywhere, and they just, when they clearly just spent time in their garden.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, and the marquee was up on the tennis court.
Casual.
Yeah.
You got a tennis court, haven't you?
Yeah. Some guy came out and he was like, he didn't fall down the stairs, but he tripped over a step and he was like, oh God, these stairs. And he was like, yeah, it's so annoying having stairs in your garden to your tennis court. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, first world problems. So I saw the coolest idea that I've seen in a long time for weddings.
Go on.
And it's from somebody, their Instagram is called Real Boy Films. So Real, REEL Boys Films. And it's they've set up a camera, and it's very Big Brother Diary Room vibes for the wedding.
Thank you, man.
We haven't danced yet. I'm coming for you.
So if you're...
So there's, for people who aren't watching or can't see,
It's like the Big Brother Diary Room.
Diary Room at a wedding.
So is someone asking them a prompt?
Welcome to this morning. Today on today's show we have... Who have we got? Just to kind of make a bit skinnier. Thank you, man.
We haven't danced yet. I'm coming for you.
I like the thorn between two
roses.
So these are all the
That's
outtakes.
cool.
So people are literally sat, they've got something set up. I think it's either
Like a
during the
sofa
wedding
chair,
breakfast,
yeah.
so where people going to the toilet or that lull bit.
Do you need someone to man that?
Yes, so I think Real Boy Films
Is part of their...
is part of their wedding videographer, and it's part of their package, I think.
Yeah,
it
I
just
guess you could
said,
set up a second shooter.
loved filming this very infectious couple's wedding and couldn't have asked for a better crowd of people to film. The line between friends and family was a bit of a blurry one. It was such a pleasure to be part of it. and it says it's like just a really off the cuff wedding idea. So I think you could definitely speak to videographers about it.
If you bought a second shooter and said, I just want you, first of all, I want you to film the guys in the morning, so you get the 2 lots of that, but then also during the wedding breakfast and the evening, set up that station and just be there ready to, like, to encourage people to come and use it for a start. But I think you have to ask prompts, because what you don't want is everyone to sit down and go, hi, oh, I hope you had the best wedding, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want you to be saying
Even if you have a
specific
prompt
things.
box, like a box that it says pick one out and answer it.
What would be the best date night for these two?
Or
would be the
what's your favourite memory, or your funniest
yeah.
memory. It's something to sit and watch back.
Yeah, that's
so it's
funny.
like an
I
audio
that.
guest book, but a video version.
Did you see the other day the video of somebody doing bingo bongo at their wedding? Oh my god, that looks so cool. Like this is where that's me hitting the chair so hard. This is where, guys, you can do anything. You can honestly do anything. Anything you like doing, you can do at a wedding. We just need to look at the logistics and where you fit it in. But there are no rules. Do what you want. Honestly, please, because it's nice for us to see different stuff. Okay, so I saw a TikTok the other day, obviously. And I'll play it at you, but I don't think I'll have to explain it as well because you won't really get the gist of it from here. So it's a confetti line. It is end of ceremony confetti line. So they are walking down from having kissed and just got married. They are walking down, and they, first of all, error one is that they're using really little confetti. And then some guy, obviously being a guy, tips the confetti over the bride, like properly. And then she turns to him and goes, "That's all in my hair, you idiot." And then proper stroppy, like mad at it. And I'm like, you don't get that moment back. Would you be annoyed?
One, I think if you're going to do it down the aisle and confetti, people throw at you anyway. Like that is it. Don't use small dried confetti because it just gets in your hair. 3, don't turn around to someone on your wedding day who's probably paid a lot of money to be there, paid for accommodation, got you a wedding gift, to be like, you idiot. Might be her brother, it might be like someone like that, but I think you are the energy. These small things cannot fucking like throw you. You're in front of a crowd of people.
It just makes me go,
and it's just I just feel sorry for that person who just thought they were having a laugh. Everyone was doing confetti.
Yeah, whether he's being an idiot or not, throwing it on her hair, but it's confetti.
Yeah,
you wouldn't, as a guy, you literally wouldn't even think that. As a girl, I probably wouldn't have thrown it in that bun that she's got in her hair. But also, if you're really, really worried about that, A, don't have confetti, or B, have somebody stood at the end ready to take it all out of your hair.
Yeah.
What's the, could you imagine
that
stopping?
That attitude bothers me. And
I know.
I'm like a sassy,
You're a sassy queen.
I can get like that, but I'd never be like that on my wedding day.
No, it just made me go, oh.
Because it would piss you off for a good hour. And then you've obviously made someone else feel uncomfortable, and your guests have obviously heard it, and then you'd be like, oh, is she annoyed? Like, oh,
and
don't worry.
that video
like,
is on, and the comments have been turned off on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, look, hold on. Oh my god, I can't believe you've done that. Like,
sorry to that bride, but
Sorry
I
to
just
that
think
bride.
it's not cool.
No, don't do that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, what venue was this? Oh, it was when we went away for our stay, wasn't it? Where, you don't know what I'm talking about, where the groom, I might have made this bit up, but I'm sure the groom was cheating. Basically, the wedding got cancelled 10 days out from the wedding. They rang the venue and were like, we're cancelling. So they said, we can't give you any money back, I'm afraid. Like, you're way too close to it. So he went to the wedding. He still did the wedding with his mates.
And had a party.
There.
Good for you.
No, he was the one that was cheating.
Oh.
Not good for you.
Not good for you.
But he was basically
don't waste that money, hun.
He was basically like, well, if I've already paid for it, well, I'm coming.
Yeah, I don't
she
blame
was
you.
like, the venue lady that was telling us, she was like, okay. Like there's when those packages are like, it includes a cake, and she was like, it was one of the most awkward days there's ever been, because it was just like 15 lads that came to have all the same stuff as guests of 80 people being there.
I'm here for
They had the wedding cake. He cheated. It was him that cheated.
Yeah, he spent money on it too.
Fuck off, Beth.
I mean, I know it's not good, and I know blah, 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 but if you're going to cancel your wedding, you can't get any money back. Fucking milk it. Have a party, divorce party before
What
it even
would you
happens.
do if you and Jack had planned your wedding, he fucking cheats on you, rings up to cancel the wedding, and then he's like, well, I've paid for it, I'm going. Absolutely
I'll be like,
not.
no, you ain't, hun. I'm going.
But could you imagine still?
It's weird, isn't it?
I don't like it.
I had a story the other day from someone that was working with me. Oh, I don't know if I can say it. And someone was getting married. I don't know if it was who it was to her, maybe a friend or a brother, or maybe, I don't know. So basically they were getting married, and he found out she was cheating with a woman at work. It was like, I think they were A&E nurses. And apparently there's a massive rumour that they all get on, like, because they spend so much time together. Apparently they like a little...
Yeah, but it's the same as hospitality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody in hospitality is...
Professional flirting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I got accused of professional flirting the other day.
By who?
By one of my brides. They're like, you professional flirt? I was like, you want me to get this person for you?
Yeah.
You want a good deal? I need to get it.
I professionally flirt at every wedding. Sorry, Brian.
Not with the couple.
No, with whoever.
Please take a photo with me.
With the dad, with the best man. Sorry, Brian's looking at me like shaking his head, but I don't mean flirt. I mean, my job is to be like, oh, you'll be fine. Like, this is what you need to say. And then they'll say something. I'm like, no, you need to say it like this. Do it better, blah, blah, blah. Like,
We're very in
dance.
close proximity with people. And my biggest thing is,
I can't concentrate because I can see Brian looking at me right from here.
They
and I'm
said,
avoiding his
no,
eyes.
it's not professional. Like, I want people to feel comfortable, so I probably overcompensate, like with the dads, and probably be like,
100%.
rub on the arm and be like, oh, it's okay, you're going to be fine.
Definitely.
Or like, you know, like over friendly.
Brian, fucking shaking your head there. Look at me in the eye and tell me that you don't professionally flirt behind a bar.
You fucking give your
fucking
number out, you liar.
Yeah. I mean, number's the line, but yeah. Yes or no, do you professionally flirt behind a bar? You liar. Even with guys. Definitely. You have to. It's part of the... Should I tell you what it is? This is where I'm going to get all man versus woman thing. If I already have to be on the back foot of being a woman trying to get... I'm going to use my femininity...
Get what I want.
To get what I need to be done. I need you to announce the couple in, and I'm gonna chat nicely to you to give you the confidence to go and stand in front of everyone to announce them in.
Made me laugh because someone was the situation that I got called out for it on was I needed a fuck ton of tape. No, I needed a ton of flooring put down on a wet grass because I needed the band to be able to get into the marquee.
Yeah.
And they needed wheels, and I couldn't put wheels on the grass. Yeah. It was soaking. And I was like, I can't carry, like, they're so heavy, these big plastic things. So I went up to some of the boys there. They were working there. It wasn't like it was who it was. And I was just like, oh, guys, I know you've had a really long day, and like,
squeeze my boobs together.
No, I didn't fucking do that. I was just like, oh, I know you had a really long day, and like I just really appreciate if you could help me put these out. And the girls were like, you just professionally flirted. I was like, what, did you want to fucking move them?
Yeah, well, no, it could be nice. If you call, my problem is
being nice, and I got accused of
nice.
professional flirting. It's not like, excuse me, hi, because I can't be like, you're a man, move it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be like, I'm a strong, independent woman, and then be like, they're like, well, you're a strong, independent woman. You're a boss bitch who's going around telling everyone what to do. Fucking move them yourself, hun. You've got to be nice to people.
If I need people to move the chairs, if I need help with, actually, the venue the other day professionally flirted to get the boys to move the dressing table inside. Like, it's part of the role.
We've got to get
if
things
I'm
done.
professionally flirting because I'm nice and banterful, then sue me.
I think that's what it is. I'm full of banter, I'm great, and I'm nice.
Yes.
I'm not flirting. I'm getting your job done for you.
What is the definition of flirt? Actually, hold up. Because does flirting mean more than what we think it does?
Maybe.
Oh, Brian's saying yes. But your point before is that every guy wants to sleep with every girl anyway.
Flirting has sexual connotations.
Yeah, but they...
Oh, no, I'm not speaking to them because I want to do anything sexual to them. I just want them to move my bloody table for me.
Hold on. Oh, there's how to. There's techniques.
And I think, Brian, if a woman asked you nicely, you'd be like, oh, yeah, of course, no worries,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
No worries, babe.
What's the difference between...
If she doesn't want to flirt, if she's not flirting, just being kind, I'm like, okay, cool.
No, that's still flirting. If a girl speaks to you anyway, it's just flirting.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, then you're using the wrong word.
Oh, we're using
No,
the wrong
you're-
word.
you're-
Wrong word.
What is flirting? Flirting is a social and sexual behaviour involving body language.
No.
I mean, at the same time, I'm still touching his dick.
You're disgusting. I do not cross the line. Never. Ever.
Or spoken or written communication between humans. It is used to suggest interest in a deeper relationship with another person for amusement. Oh.
Yeah, we're using the wrong word. Lol. We just act really nice and be like, please help us move
And
heavy
blink
things.
our lashes.
Yeah.
That is flirting though, isn't
But
it?
if a bloke asks, I'm like, you do it yourself.
No, it's called manipulation.
Manipulation.
We're fucking red flags. We're walking red flags.
Large walking red
However,
flags.
we're great at our jobs
Yeah,
because
I
we get
get
shit
shit
done.
What are the signs of flirting? Oh, okay. You have to say yes or no, or if this is something you do.
Okay.
Hand touching.
No.
No, same.
No, I'd never touch anyone's hand.
No, same. Playful attention. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
But
Smiling. Smiling or laughing frequently. Part of my job is to laugh at everything you say. Anything the groom says, I'm like,
so you're flirting with the groom. You're disgusting.
I'm making him feel good on his wedding day.
How?
During
You're going to lose a hell of a lot of bookings.
During his speech, I'm going to laugh at all of the bits that I think are funny.
But I think, right, at the wedding we did, the monochrome one, at that barn, I think someone at the venue thought I was flirting with the groom. And let me tell you why. I put his buttonhole on, that was fine. And he kept putting his hands in his pocket. I think I spoke about this before. He kept putting his hands in his pocket.
Yeah.
And I had a really good relationship with the bride, and I
Yeah.
still do. And every time he put his hand in his pocket, his jacket would like curve up into his pocket. So I'd just walk up to him and like pull out his pocket. I was like, James, stop putting your hands in your pocket because Charlotte will kill me if you walk down the aisle like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, he was like, oh, and I think someone from the venue said, oh, he's going to be a married man soon. And I was like, yeah. And I want her to be happy with me.
Yeah.
And I think they were a bit like, oh, but like, I was like, no, I just need to make sure you look presentable.
I think if I didn't have the kind of relationship with the groom on the day, that shows more about me than if I have a good relationship with him. If I don't feel like I can say to a guy, stand up straight, you look weird, like something natural enough to be like that. Or if I said, no, turn that way, you look fitter, that I probably wouldn't say fitter. That is the line. If I say, no, that's your best side, or stuff like that, that's my job. My job is to make them feel good. And so, no, okay. Touching. Yeah, I touch.
I do it with people's dads. I put my hand on their back and be like, you got this, don't worry. Like, you're fine.
100%. Rubbing shoulders.
No, that's weird.
Prolonged eye contact.
No, I hate
I don't even.
when I talk to people, I look away anyway because I get weird.
Giving plenty of compliments. 100%.
Well, that's our job. We've got like literally. I did a dad's buttonhole the other day. He's like, "Do I look good?" I was like, "You look handsome.
You look amazing.
You look great."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's
I was
all
like,
right.
"She's gonna love it."
Being interested in conversation with the other person.
No, not really. I just need to. I either need the job done. I need to do what I'm telling you, or we need to move on quickly.
Okay, the 5 ways of flirting is polite, playful, traditional, physical, and sincere. Yeah, I do all those, all right. I'm a flirt, whatever.
Hey, we're here to get a job done, and we're making sure that your groom is in a way.
Yeah,
same
the groomsman.
You can say the girls. I flirt with the girls.
Oh, I 100% flirt with the girls. I've seen more boobs this year than any other year, just because I'm more involved in that getting ready bit. And I'm like, your boob's not in the right place, and then we put it in the right place.
I think it's such an intimate job that we have.
Yes. Very.
That we have good relationship. I think
You
that's the
have
whole
to.
point. It would be weird if it wasn't.
Agreed.
Like, I walked in, my bride's getting dressed and she's like, Beth, I've got no knickers on. I was like, it's fine. It won't be the first one I've seen. It won't be the last.
When we did at last year, Tortworth, I was helping the bride get her dress on. So I was on the floor in front with the dress open. And I was like, oh, feel free to put your hand on my head to like stand it in. So she did. And then as I put my head up, she was butt naked. And it was here. It was in my face. And she was like, sorry. I was like, no,
That's so fine.
you're good.
I'm used to it.
You look great.
But I think you are quite close. Like, I was doing someone's bow tie the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm stood like face to face.
Breath. Yeah.
I'm glad I had chewing gum that day. But like doing their bow tie. So it's quite, some of the tasks that we have to do are quite intimate.
Yes.
And I think our jobs we have very professional jobs in that sense, but we also are very personal.
Yeah.
Because you doing dress changes at night and you're taking fat pants off and
I
you're going
want
to
them
the
to feel
toilet with
comfortable
them.
enough to say, is there stuff in my teeth? Do my boobs look okay?
Yeah.
Have I got a wedgie? Like, I will look at that. That's my job.
Yeah.
That's literally my job. Ask me whatever. Whatever makes you feel comfortable on your wedding day, I'm happy to do.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I will not sleep with anybody. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't even sleep with my own husband, let alone.
We're too tired for that.
I ain't got time.
Back to my list.
Sorry.
Okay, you ready? This is from another podcast called Girls Overheard Podcast.
Their wedding got changed. There is a story going round about this couple who were due to get married in Gleneagles. The venue kept contacting them, like basically asking them to change their date. They were like, why do you keep asking us this? Like, we're absolutely not up for changing more wedding kind of thing. Gleneagles ended up saying, oh, we've basically been had a request from David Beckham to book out Glen Eagles for Victoria's 50th. We were like, what would it take for you to cancel or rearrange your wedding? And like, I think the groom was basically joking him, was like, you can pay off our mortgage, and that was it, done. So yeah.
Would you
I mean,
would you
I'd be like, can I
change-
meet you?
Would you change your wedding date?
Yeah, if someone's going to pay off my mortgage,
Me too.
absolutely.
Me too.
I don't think there's much it's not, that story's not legitimate because I don't think she had her birthday there. I don't think Victoria had her birthday there.
She did have it somewhere.
But I was reading the point.
Yeah.
But anyway, absolutely, I'd be like, can I have a 1 hour session with David Beckham
Session in what?
on my own? Just to stare at him. But no, I think
would you, if somebody offered,
pay
the
off my
thing is,
mortgage?
but also
100%.
I would have said, I want my whole wedding, pay for my whole wedding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even gone to the mortgage thing. I would do it for my wedding.
The wedding's cheaper than the mortgage.
Yeah, I know, that's what, but I still would have said, yeah, all right, I'll do it the year after if you pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
50 grand I want.
I'd have my mortgage paid off and my
Well, yeah,
wedding
I'd
paid.
rather choose but I wouldn't have even thought to ask for that.
Yeah.
Depends on how much the mortgage is.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, it's not great, but I wouldn't be like well offended. I'd be, I'm in the money.
Yeah, same.
I'm in the moolah.
Oh my God, to move your wedding. It's also pretty cool to then get married at the place where David Beckham was.
Yeah, I'd be like, I can smell his bed sheets.
He is fit, isn't he?
David Beckham is just, but I think Victoria's lush as well. I think the whole family are
She's
great.
not really my type.
What's your type?
More like, what is my type?
I'm a Michelle Keegan fan.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed, but she's not my...
What, Michelle Keegan?
Yeah, she's not
Fucking
my
hell,
top
I hope Michelle
tier.
listens to this.
If you do, I think you're very beautiful, but it wouldn't be my first choice.
H's new song's like, tell Michelle Keegan I'm feeling her.
Oh, that's not very nice on Mark, though.
Who cares about Mark?
Well,
Michelle's
her.
the star. She's a
No,
great
he
actress.
was a star before her.
No, are you fucking having me on? Are you having me on?
I'm literally taking my headphones off.
Sorry.
Right.
She was on Corrie, you sap.
Yeah, but he was in the biggest... I reckon he was bigger than her
No.
when they started.
What, you're
He
saying
was-
Towie's bigger than Corrie?
No, if you shut up and listen a second, he was the star of Towie. She was some back end. She was some waitress behind the bar in the thing.
No.
She wasn't a main character.
You have
at
never,
the point when Towie was at its peak.
Ever, don't you ever speak about my Michelle like that.
When Towie was at its peak, how do I Google this?
Michelle
how do I even Google it?
Keegan-
I'm not. I agree now. She is light years ahead of him. Absolutely.
Brian, what do you think?
To be honest, I never watched both either of them, but I would have said Mark Wright was bigger.
You two are dumb, mate. You're fucking dumb.
You're dumb.
I'd say Michelle Keegan's bigger now.
Obviously, Michelle Keegan's is light years bigger now.
Sorry, look at the Towie views to where it's compared to Corrie.
Yeah, but she wasn't the main person
No,
of it.
you're having me on.
Right, let me have a look. Fucking have a look.
I don't even care. But
Towie viewer.
I've got another trend that I
viewing
want to talk about, so hurry up.
weight figures. What year was their
I don't know.
first year? It was fucking huge. I don't think you remember.
Hun, I'm a diehard Towie fan. Like, I love Mark Wright too, but like Michelle Keegan's my gal.
Right, hold on.
She's my jam.
The problem is, I agree that Corrie is bigger.
Yeah, you're never going to be able to prove it.
I'm trying.
Michelle Keegan Korea.
Okay, so average viewers for Towie was like around. It was like 1.5 million,
What year was
1.7
this?
million.
What year was this?
2011.
Okay, so in 2007,
No,
she
go
was
to 2011.
in 2007. She was Tina in Coronation Street.
Yeah, you would never have been able to tell me her name in Coronation
Yeah, I
Street.
would have. She decided to leave the show after 6 years in 2013.
Why? Because she wasn't getting enough
No,
attention.
she had to got killed off because she then went and. Throughout her time on the show,
Whoa.
Keegan's character featured in many high-profile storylines. The Guardian listed her as one of the best 10 best Coronation Street characters of all time in 2010. In 2008, the actress flew out to South Africa to film Coronation Street out of Africa.
Coronation Street out of Africa?
Yeah.
What are you even talking
In
about?
2009, Keegan made her radio debut at BBC Radio 1.
Which Mark Wright now hosts.
Yeah, so following in her footsteps. And then in 2011, she was placed at number 30 and number 26 in the 100 Sexiest Women poll for 2010 and 11. She appeared on their cover again in March and was eventually placed number 4 in the 2013 poll, eventually winning in 2015.
Right.
So I am
How
not
many
having
viewers was Coronation Street getting in 2011?
3.5 million.
Yeah, and she was like a 10% of that.
Which equates to 7.7 million viewers.
Right, what?
So I'm sorry.
No, I'm not having it.
Drop in my DMs, people. Michelle
I think
Keegan, I'm
let's
not
just
right.
remember to do a vote on this. But I
Anyway,
think...
who's your girl crush? Who's Brian's celebrity crush?
Well, he tells me all the time that he doesn't have one, but
Liar.
when I beat it out of him
Fraud.
many, many years ago, his was Kate Beckinsale.
No.
Nah, basic. It's only because he loves the film Click,
Okay.
and that's the only reason he said it. Who's your girl now then?
Who's your girl now? Who's your girl now?
But I tell you what, he can answer a man quicker. Who's your man? Ryan Reynolds. 100% all the time.
Really?
Yeah. It's a bit of Brian.
We spoke about this before. Mine's Tom
Is my
Hardy.
husband gay?
If he is, isn't it? It's fine.
No, it's not fine.
Well, it's fine. You're allowed to be who you want these days.
No, Beth. I think you're acting as though I'm being homophobic. I'm not. I wouldn't be fine if my
All right,
husband was gay.
Would you rather him cheat on a woman or a man?
A woman? I don't want to be the girl that turned him. I don't want to be his dabble in the water of men.
All right. Okay. Fine. All right. Anyway, I've got another trend that I'm really enjoying.
Okay, who is my girl crush? I do like Ryan Reynolds' wife. Who's that? Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Yeah, I like her.
So anyway, I am loving this trend, and a photographer I work who did it at the back end of last year on a wedding I did, and it's called the late night flat lay.
We want to talk about the same things.
Yeah, so it's like bits of cake eaten and like beer and like napkins and shoes, and it's really like
love
it's a bit more realistic to the day. Like it's a bit. It's
I
not
set
polished.
one up for that monochrome wedding that we did, and it was a piece of cake. We had one of the napkins from the thing. We had I got one of the bow ties just loose on the table, and it did look very good. Like if you're going to do a flat lay in the morning, you might as well do a flat lay in the evening. I'm all about this.
Okay,
I'm here for it. They keep doing so many cool things after I've got married. I really want to get married again. Can we, bro? He said no.
I've also got something else cool that I've seen. I'm bringing more to the table today than you.
I feel like you're getting to them before me. Let me check what else I got
Okay,
first.
whilst you wait.
No, because you're going to do one that I've got.
I have seen a company that basically it's an interactive guest book journey captured throughout the day. So basically you put all your guest phone numbers in, and throughout the day you send them pre-automated text.
Yes.
So for example, it's you can say like, take a selfie of someone you met at our wedding, traveling down, document your trip.
Yeah.
Leave us a voice note of your best memory.
Cute.
You're waiting for me to walk down the aisle. Send me a photo. So it's like prompts throughout the day.
Is that asking for people to be on their phones though?
Yeah, but people are on their phones anyway. Like they've strategically done it in points where there might be a bit of a lull or a wait, and you can kind of see the kind of document of the wedding. And what I've seen it really work really, really well on is destination weddings. So at the airport and like traveling, and then when you get home, and like I've seen one where it's like send me your hangover food for today, and like the journey after as well. So it's a quite cool way to.
What's it called?
It's called Confetti.
Someone
Capturing memories.
Confetti capture, isn't it?
Yeah,
something like that. That's cool.
And it's a really cool way to kind of be involved in the bits that you don't see, maybe. Like I wouldn't be sending texts when I'm sat in the room as a bride. Or
do you think brides should have their phone on them on their day?
No, absolutely not. Do you?
No.
Who are you texting? Everyone's in the room.
Well, that's what when people say to me about the music being played, and they're like, can you do it on your phone? And I'm like, no, I need my phone. I'll use your phone. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, you're not on your phone. You don't need it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Get rid. Your phone should be there for all the playlists. And sometimes brides give me their phones to take photos though, actually.
Yeah.
I don't mind capturing some photos whilst it's all kicking off, you know?
I have a controversial question. It's not controversial, but I just don't know which way you're going to go.
All right. Hold on. Let me think before I answer it as well.
So, hi girls. Love the pod.
Okay.
Question from a confused, overwhelmed bride.
Yeah.
Please keep me anonymous.
Okay.
In your opinion, what's better? A cheaper venue that you can spend more on decor, styling and flowers, or a more expensive venue where you go minimal decor, styling and flowers? Torn between the two. Lovely modern barn venues, but one is 12k and one is 8k.
12 and 8. My issue actually comes down to like the food and drink and stuff. Because if you're getting somewhere cheaper, is that including the catering and stuff like that.
For example, for this situation,
Yeah.
8K all in, 12K all in.
with food and drink.
Yeah, but the 12K one's a much nicer venue.
Is the food and drink nicer though? That's the problem. Isn't it? So
Yeah.
I would say better venue, because in theory you should be getting, I know you're going to thingy your eyes at that, but in theory you should be getting better drinks and better service and better food quality. You know?
Oh, I'm just yawning because you're so boring. No, I agree. I know.
I don't want shit food and then the flowers are nice.
It's really hard because I go through like waves and eras, and I'm in my marquee era, and I'm just loving
love a marquee.
I'm just loving turning these blank spaces into incredible things.
Yeah.
So I feel like where you can put your stamp on it the most is there. So even with food and even with drinks,
Yeah.
so like if at that 12K venue you can do an Aperol Spritz bar or
Yeah.
a Pimm's bar or something that you want to do. Or
I would see who's more flexible, because actually sometimes you pay more money and you get more flexibility. Sometimes you pay less money and you get more flexibility. Like that word for me is the best word.
Flexibility.
Yeah. So that wedding that I was saying about the blue, they had the dance floor and everything. The caterers at there, shout out to them because they were phenomenal. But like they had chosen like proper service. So it was like all the waiting staff came out at the same time, long tables, same time, waited, and then all put the plate down at the same time, which to me is like the edging on the silver service side
I feel
of
like
it.
you should expect that anyway.
Not necessarily.
Especially at higher end venues.
This is what I'm saying. A higher end, if you want it done proper,
But-
then that happens.
But does that impact the guest experience? Because your guests are all talking. Like, do they actually notice?
No, maybe not. No, maybe not.
Because like, if you go to a fine dining restaurant, you expect that, and you're paying for that experience.
I'm not saying the alternative is one plate comes down and then 6 minutes later the next one comes down. But like they had just got the finesse of it, and then they also had, and the food was really good by the way. They then did the desserts, and then they served an espresso martini to every single person sat down for their speeches after. Like that sort of shit, I am here for.
Mm-hmm.
I am here for the bar being ready to go with some cocktails on the side ready. They got spicy margaritas. They got the like. Just I'm in my era. I'm in the marquee done proper
stand
era.
A spicy margarita. I just
Nor me.
don't know what the novelty
Nor
of
me.
it is.
I don't like any of these.
Is it?
Yeah, no. I also
We're
don't.
more a sex on the beach kind of gal.
I am literally the more sugar you can put in it, the happier. Like the espresso martini, I hate it. I hate them.
Yeah, because I don't like coffee.
No, I don't like coffee either. But I'm here for it for a wedding. Like it looked fantastic, and just like that level of and they like they have.
I feel like you can hit it with dry hire venues and marquees.
100%.
The food
you're
and a
picking
drink.
what is coming in.
Yeah, it's an experience.
And I'm okay with, again, you do whatever you want to do for your wedding, but you kind of have to get some keywords for your wedding. And if proper is one of them, like everything done proper wedding, that is where you then have to go, I'm spending more on a good, maybe a better higher end catering company because they'll have more staff.
Yeah, it's staff.
Yeah.
That's a huge cost.
Yeah.
Huge.
And worth every penny. And they had like, this wedding was good, but they had like the band come out during the wedding breakfast to do a little
Do you know
set.
the budget of that wedding?
I would have to guess, because I don't know, I didn't plan it, but I would say it was 100 grand. It was a 100K wedding, and it was, but equally, if you're spending that, better bloody well look like that, and it did look like that. Like it's the free bar, it's the lounge tables, it's the
Furniture, sexy.
tablecloths, like the pattern tablecloths. Shall I tell you what? And I will probably make a video on this. The blue glasses, like having the coloured little water glasses. I love it.
Look, there's some over there. There's pink
I know, I
ones,
love
there's
it.
blue
I love
ones,
them.
there's green ones.
Just that's the sort of stuff that just but also can be done if you're not spending that full
Agree.
that full
Those
whack.
glasses cost like 90p each.
Yeah, it's spending money on the little bits that just make people go
I had a call with a client the other day, and I was saying it's all the little all the small curated details create such big impact. You don't have to have the most expensive centerpieces. You don't have to have the biggest and the best of everything. It's the smaller details that will create an impact.
Yeah, 100%.
And I will preach that to the day I die.
Preach, sister. Would you like a bitch from a bride?
Yes, please.
All right. A month ago, me and my fiance met our DJ to discuss music options for our September wedding, and then took him to the venue for a recce of the space to meet the venue coordinator / head of weddings there.
Sorry, was this the DJ?
Yes.
Yep, fine.
So the DJ and the couple have gone to the venue to have a little recce.
Weird, but okay.
He's obviously well into it. I'm okay with that. The minute we walked into the venue, the coordinator was so rude to the DJ for no reason at all. He was talking about microphones for speeches, and at one point her exact words were, "If you listen, do you think it sounds like this room needs microphones?" And proceeded to argue with everything he suggested. It was so awkward, and me and my partner were stunned and didn't know what to say. It was the most awkward atmosphere. The next day, our DJ called and said he looked back at notes he's made from previous weddings and was reminded that a few years ago he worked at our venue and ended up arguing with the coordinator because she was so awkward and rude and refused to let him introduce the couple into the room despite the couple asking him to do so. He has refunded our deposit and apologised but doesn't want to work with us anymore because he would feel bad promising things that he would be blocked from delivering on the day. So now we're left without a DJ 5 months out. We emailed the venue and explained politely the situation and how upset we were at her attitude and that it's caused us concern for the actual day. She sent a short email back saying she's never had any complaints before. Basically, do you think we should ask for some sort of reassurance that she won't cause any issues on the day? Will it just cause additional stress and admin that she's now caused us should we get reimbursement for this? Would love some advice, thank you. PS, love the pod and came to the London tour, was amazing.
Fucking, that was an awful read from you.
Thank you.
First of all, that supplier is fair play. Good for doing it. If you know you can't deliver a service well at a venue.
I feel bad for the couple though.
Fair. You need to scale this email. It needs to go further than her.
Yeah.
Because obviously she's not pushing it to higher management.
Yeah.
And I say, I don't want her on my wedding.
What if there aren't more?
I'd be like, you can fund the cost of me bringing an external coordinator in.
Just don't trust her.
Also, wedding coordinators are people person. You have to be nice. You're customer facing. Like I
could
literally
never have imagined, even when I worked in venues, ever acting
when
like
I
that.
worked in a venue, I could have had the worst freaking day, and I still smile on.
Are people not worried about their jobs anymore?
Maybe. Do you know what? Like, this is controversial, but I just don't think hospitality isn't paid enough. Like, it's hard to find people in this industry.
Yeah.
It's hard to get paid well for what you do. It's
Yeah.
underappreciated. It's undervalued, and it's because we're all kind of respectfully trying to cut costs and penny pinch for weddings, and do offers and deals because the industry's been kind of absolutely demolished during COVID. That we're trying to recover as an industry.
But I also think in the UK, hospitality has never been looked at as a proper job.
Yeah, no,
and
I agree.
when Brian was a bartender, a very good bartender, and we had Isla and stuff like that, he would never say, if people are like, oh, what do you do? If he says bartender, they're literally like, right. But it's so bad because it's like, they're hard
skilled
jobs.
Yeah. And it's just so demoralizing. You just don't, it's hard enough to find people in this industry that want to work unsociable hours, want to work weekends, want to work all the shit hours in the world to make your social wedding the best. Like we miss in hospitality, you miss out on so much. Like,
but you're saying this as if it's the complaint to the couple, but it's not. It's to the fellow hospitality people. Like what we should be doing is going, oh, you also have to work all day Saturday. Yeah. I could be nice to you instead of being a total dick. I think it's the venues that is the issue.
I just don't think, I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. Wedding venue coordinators do not get paid enough. They do not get respected enough. They're expected to sell, manage and run weddings. It's a tough job. And especially if you get shitty, not saying that these couple were shitty at all, but like, if you get shitty supplies, if you get shitty, like working with bride and grooms is very difficult.
But from experience, there's been many venues that I've turned up to and I'm like, you're just a dick.
Yeah.
You're just a dick. You shouldn't be doing this job.
You just don't want to be there. And it's like, you're either a people person or you're not. And like, no matter how much of a bad day I would have had, like I actually enjoy working with people.
Yes. I think you have to get vibes from the venue. Like, don't just look at your venue when you're walking around. I want to know who the people are.
Yeah.
I want to know who my coordinator will be. I want to know who's going to come up in the morning and say, it's time to see the registrars, or you need to see the registrars, you're late.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Susan. That's really helpful.
Feels quite transactional when it shouldn't be.
Yes.
But it is, it's a transaction.
Oh, I just don't see it as that.
But we don't get paid enough anyway.
I know. I'm terrible. I'm not good at that bit. I'm just like, I'll do anything. Cool, no problem. Of course I'll stay till midnight. I won't, I'm actually really tired. Anyway, next week I want to speak about MCs.
Ooh.
So
1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4.
Everybody get to the dance floor. Oh my God,
coming in fast, coming in
hard.
Oh.
Hard. Card. Don't forget to bring your wedding card. Put some cash in that envelope. Oh, lope. Cope.
All you got to do is hope.
We will not rap on the next episode.
We get Brian too. Brian's a professional beatboxer.
Oh yeah, we'll do that on the next episode.
Brian's got a long list ready. Bartender.
Yeah. Beatboxer. Jiu-jitsu.
Finance. Stay-at-home dad.
Cooking, cleaning. What else?
Producer.
Oh yeah, shit. He goes through these little phases of things that he gets
Brian
really interested. So
McFadden.
stars, astrologer at one point. What else have you had? Oh, when he astronomer. What's astrology then? sure you've dabbled
Anyway,
in that.
if you'd like to see more of Brian, we are trying to push him a bit more because I know you all love
Let's get on
him.
the stories.
You all want to professionally flirt with Brian.
Yeah,
and we're
I
going to
won't
let
shout
you.
at you, all right? I won't shout at you, so don't shout at me.
Because on the tour, all of you are like, Brian,
put a drink in my mouth.
Brian, pour shots in my mouth. Professionally flirting.
We out.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see you next week. And Brian,
what?
For Brian, we want to
please like, subscribe, share, follow. Go look at our YouTube.
And peace and love.
Love you all. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.